it again, didn't I? Welcome back to TF Custom Shaving Brushes Workshop. My name's Tony, how are we all doing? One of these nights I'll get it right, won't I? God, Jesus, I'll tell you what. I was just explaining that we've got this purple Wildfire blank in here tonight. We're going to turn that into a handle. And I mean, it's hard to tell what we're going to get until we actually get inside, but I can see definite different colours in it. And we also put some, I think it was silver halo or silver holographic or something through this one as well. So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out in the finished handle once it's all buffed and polished. Anyway, look, I hope you guys are all having a good start to your week. We're into Tuesday, so early in the week, but hope you're all having a good week so far. Brett, you're probably out and about and on the road again. T-Man's in. How are you, T-Man? Now, you can't hear a thing I'm saying because I had the mic turned off, didn't I? I hadn't turned it on and I hadn't turned the music down. I'm terrible, am I? Terrible host. Terrible host. That's all I can say. One of these days I'll get it right for you. Hopefully the internet stays together tonight for us as well, because this will be our first 6 o'clock weeknight stream since we had the internet cable looked at. So hopefully that holds out for us. So far it's been okay. I done an internet test, speed test, just before I came online, and it was showing that we had plenty uploads. So yeah, so we'll see how we go. Hopefully if it holds together tonight, then I think we've found the issue, and hopefully it's fixed. If we do have an issue, then I'll be getting back on the blow to Optus, won't I? Anyway, waiting for a doctor, so you're waiting on bits and pieces again, eh? Ah, Razor's in the chat as well. Welcome back, Razor, mate. How are you, buddy? Geez, we've got the gang in tonight. We've got Razor, we've got T-Man, we've got Brett. How are you all? My son's just arrived today. He's just got in, probably about half an hour ago. So come in, Ryan. Meet Ryan. You've heard Ryan on the chat before. So Ryan's just he's just turned up. He's just drove up from Sydney this morning, so he's here for the next, what, 3 or 4 weeks? 3 or 4 weeks. You'd think I would teach him a few things with regards to razors and shaving brushes though, wouldn't you? Aye? I'll have to make you one. Aye? You can take it all off. Anyway, that's right. Yeah, no worries, mate. We'll see you later, right? So yeah, so anyway, let's get started on this. We'll start cleaning it up, turning it, we'll get it ready. I'm going to fit a 28mm synthetic knot into this one, which I've already picked out, and I'm hoping that it will go okay with it. I had a look at some of the others, and yeah, I didn't like the lighter ones with it, so I think this dark one will probably go okay with it once it's set. So we'll see how it looks near the end anyway. So in the meantime, I'll get turning for you, and we'll take things from there. We've shown that we've got about 5 people in the stream so far, so Razor says, "G'day Ryan. Apologies for Amber, she's inspecting the inside of her eyelids again, playing some catch up and sleep, right?" Yeah, the Forsyth clan, we're still waiting on my older son to come up, but he won't be up until nearer Christmas time. He only gets a few days off at Christmas, so we won't see him until then, but I'm not sure whether you'll get to see him in the stream. I will be streaming right up to Christmas, I think, or excuse me, or close to Christmas. And then I'll be shutting down and coming back sometime in the new year. But you'll see the streams will go up when I'm scheduling streams back in anyway. Anyway, let's get started, fellas, eh? So, maybe in a wee while, not just for now, but yeah, no probs. So yeah, so we'll get started. So I'm just going to clean up this end a little bit first, and once I square up the end, we can then start to work on the rest of the blank. Now I'm going to do a similar shape to what I done the other night. and I just want to see if I can replicate that and get it fairly close again. I actually quite like that shape. I'll just have a look at the finish on that. Yeah, that's pretty good, that'll come up. Okay, so we'll go in and set for the knot now. And we'll just slow the lathe right down. So we'll just drill this hole out now. I'm just going to start the hole. And then what I'll do is I'll set my gauge again so that I'm on 10 mil. And then I'll go in about 27, so 16 to 17 mil in, I suppose. So that should do us there. And if I take this in now until it hits about 27, that should give us plenty. So that should do us there. We've still got a little bit shaping to do on the top just to sort of round that shape over. But that should do us for now. That'll get us started anyway. And we'll just take that sharp edge off so we don't cut the bristles on the knot. And then what I'll do is I'll check that. I'll just sit the knot in that, we'll just check it for size. I might need to take it out a little bit more. So we'll just see how we go. Yeah, a little bit more that's going to come out. So we'll reset the tool rest. And we'll go in with the skew. That's high enough. We'll give it a bit more speed again. And we'll just go in with the skew and just open that up a little bit. Like that. And now we should probably be able to find that knot will probably sit in there okay now. Beautiful. So there's the startings of the brush. I think that dart knot's going to look okay in there, but we'll see how we go, because all these synthetics that I've got, the 28 mils, should all fit that size socket. So okay, so we'll put the live center in now. We'll bring that up close and we'll start doing a little bit of shaping. Just around the top. Now from memory, I think what we've done, I'm going to make it similar to the one that we done the other night. So a fairly flattish top. We come down about 25 mil from the end. So we'll put a mark about there. And then I want it round about 58 to 60 mil long, maybe even a little bit longer. So what we'll do is we'll put a mark on there. And then we'll put another mark here, which will be the bottom of the handle. And that just gives me guides to work to. So we'll start shaping the top now. And I'll start with this bigger tool. And I'll just turn that. So how have you all been, guys? How's your week been so far? Good? All behaving yourselves? And then I'll just go in here. We'll start shaping that top section now. Just need to bring the tool rest up a touch. Okay, we'll start shaping that top section. And we'll put the tailstock in just to try and stop that noise for you. It's just a little bit of chatter because the blank's quite long out of the chuck. So that'll give it some support. And we'll just lock that. Now what I'll do is I'll swap the cameras around too, right? So we'll put you to camera 3 now. And you've got camera 2 on the side there. And from memory, I don't think, yeah, I didn't round that over too much on the top section there, so we'll square that up a little bit more. And I could be a little bit high with my tool rest there as well, so we'll try and drop that down and see if that gets rid of that horrible noise for you. No, we're still getting it, it's just the way it is. Okay, let me see what's going on in the chat. Matching shirt to the casting. Geez, I'll tell you what, yous are good, eh? Yous are quick. The first mention of green is as soon as Brett steps in the room. Yeah, at least you can hear it. I don't know why it's doing that squealy noise, but anyway. Yeah, we're getting a nice bit of colour through that. I'm just going to try and see if I can get a little bit of the chatter out though. There's a few just little marks there. I mean, it'll sand out, but if I can get it out with the tool, it makes it easier. I'll just lift it a little bit. That's better. It's still there, but it's better. Okay, so I think that'll do us for there now. We'll start shaping underneath that now. Actually, I'll give that edge a little clean. That should be better. Right, that'll do that for now. So we'll set up for the carbide cutter now. Just need a little bit more height in the tool rest for that. And just come back a little bit further. So you guys are all good in there, yep? Okay, let's go. I think I just swallowed a bit. It's probably stuck to the back of my tonsils now. Now I'm just going to take that little ring down. I definitely got a bit stuck in the back of my throat. I must have breathed in at the wrong time. Thankful it was only a little bit, otherwise I could have pulled it out if it was long enough, aye. Alright. Let's go again. There goes my rule. Oh, everything's falling down. That'll do us. Right, I'm just going to come in underneath that now, just to get more of a defined shape in that lower section there, in that ring. Thanks, Mike. Just going to wash that shaving down the back of my throat. Ah. I've got to keep you guys entertained somehow, haven't I? Aye? Right, let's get back to this brush. So I'm thinking that shape's looking okay there. I'll just reduce that ring a little bit more, which will make it a little bit thicker as well. And that'll do that. I'll bring that back. Sorry about the compressor running. It'll stop shortly. No. No. So what I'll do here, I'll set the bottom now, because I'm starting to get down to that bottom end of the handle. So I'll set the bottom where I want the bottom to finish, and then we'll work back with the shape from there. Still too high. So we're going to mark that about there. And then I'm just going to clear that slot up a bit so I've got room to work. Okay, that should be the end of that for a little while. Now, we'll bring the tool rest back up again now that we've got room to get in there. So, bring it in a bit closer. And I'm just going to give myself a little bit of clearance on that waste piece. And then we'll put a little bit of shape into the bottom here. For some reason this looks a little bit dumpier, so I think maybe I've made it short in length than the other one. Or maybe I've put the wrong mark on it. Just let me check for size. Yeah, I have. I've gone to just over 60 mil. So this one's going to be a little bit dumpier, but similar shape. So all I'm doing now is just touching up little areas. Must get vibration in it, that, because things move off. So stick it on a bit further and stick the pad there. See how that goes. And then I'm going to just put a little bit more shape into that now. So you guys are trying to sort out the corn colour. Yeah, I'd say probably silver in this one. I think it'll look, probably look the part. And I want this one to be a fairly sharp undercut in there, so that it can be gripped between the tips of the fingers. So, not much more. What's fell off that time? My pen now. I'm going to have to move all this stuff, I think, because it's all falling off here. It must just be a certain speed at the lace that may be causing a bit of movement, vibration. That's all good. So now I'm just refining that shape and cleaning it up at the same time off the tool. And I'm actually quite liking that now. So I might just put a little bit more round on that top corner of the ring. So we can start to see what it looks like rounded. That's it. And then I'm just going to give that a little clean. And then I'm going to put a couple of rings in that top section like we did the last one. Just to break it up. Actually, let me have a look at the blank first. Just to see what it's looking like. Yeah, it's looking not too bad. I might take a little bit more out of that lower section though, or at least make it sharper. Yeah, that's a bit better. I'm happier with that. That's looking not too bad. I think I will put a couple of beads, a couple of little grooves in the top section though, like we did the last time. So we'll put them in now. So there's one. And there's two. Okay, we can release that now. Take that out the way, move that, slow this down, and now we can start to sand. So we'll get some sandpaper ready. The part that takes all the time, the sanding. Done. Okay, let's give it a sand up, eh? So is it all good thus far? Be interesting to see how this looks with the 28mm synth in it, because the handle's probably about 10mm shorter than I would normally make them. The shape still suits the handle. And I might flick up my YouTube subscribe button, just for when other people watch the video back. We'd really appreciate if you can subscribe, chuck us a like, click the bell. I'm sure I can hear noises from our little possum mate up here. I'm sure he's inside this roller door here. So I'm sure he's still there. He or she, I got no idea. Let me get that. Okay, let me have a look and see what this, oh, that's nice. I'm happy with the size of that. That size handle actually looks, it's 10mm smaller than I would normally make it, but it looks nice with that knot, with that size and knot anyway. I just wanted to check, because otherwise I would have changed the knot to something else if it didn't look right size wise, but it looks great, so I'm happy with that. So you guys buying new razors, are you? Or just talking about what's out there? It's been ages since I bought myself a new razor. Oh, now you're talking. The Wolfmans, I've wanted one of them for God knows how long. And I often went to put my name on the list and I thought, oh, I can't be bothered wearing, you know. But I suppose I should have. Ah, well. Where did my other piece of sandpaper go? Was it blowing off or did I throw it away? I must have threw it away, eh? I'm sure I had 5 bits up there before. Oh well, not to worry. We'll soldier on. My workshop's a bit of a mess at the moment too. All the heavy rains we had over the last few days, my garage was flooded out again. So I tried to give it a bit of a clean out today, but it was still pretty wet in here. It's starting to dry out now. I had the fan on all day, on full bore, the big industrial fan, so it's gotten rid of most of it, but there's still a fair bit of water and dampness around on the slabs, so I'll have to start going around some of the machines the next day or so and give them a bit of an oiling and a waxing, and it doesn't take long when you get the hot humid weather to start getting a little bit of surface rust on the machinery. So I use a bit of a mix of waxes and give them a clean up, keeps them protected. Where are you leaving to? Where are you going, T-Man? I'm only getting part of the conversation here. Back home to where, mate? Where's home? Oh, in Thailand. One of my favourite places, Thailand. The wife and I have been over there many, many times. Love Thailand, Vietnam. Ah, okay. Yes, my wife and I have visited different parts of Vietnam over the years, and a lot of different places in Thailand, different parts of Thailand. Beautiful, I love the place. So does the wife actually, and so does all our friends that we holidayed with. Everybody loved it. We done a few tours around different places as well, so we didn't just stay in the cities. We got out into the smaller towns and done a lot of travel. Absolutely love it. Hired scooters for the weeks we were there and just drove all over the place. Visiting the locals out in the country and shipping, fishing ports and markets, and oh mate, it's just unreal. How the people live over there is just unbelievable. So simple, yet they're always happy. People are so friendly. Just let me check something here. Settings, silent. Okay, close. Yeah, been to Phuket, mate. Yeah, been to Phuket several times. It's getting a lot. It's changed a lot over the last few years, though. Just with tourists heading over there for holidays and stuff, and it has changed a lot. It's not the same as what it used to be when we first started going over. Things are getting more expensive. They're getting smarter and smarter with tourists. But it's still, you can still have a great cheap holiday, you know, like you can have a ball. I know we did. It's been, it's probably been a few years, maybe 3-4 years since we were last over, I think, over that way. I'd love to go back again. Right, the last dry. And then we'll give it a little bit of a wet. Oh yeah, you're not wrong there, Razor. They know how to cook. That's for sure. They know what to put in there, all the nice spices, and absolutely beautiful food. And so cheap, you know. Same with drinks, really cheap. We went out to some nice restaurants as well, you know, like, and you can sit in a lovely restaurant, have a lovely meal, and it costs you a pittance, you know. And the people just want to make sure you're happy, you know. Just the compressor kicking in. Yeah, that's what I'm meaning, T-Man, that every time we went over, from way back, like many years ago, we made our first trip over on holiday, and it was absolutely fantastic, and like it was, oh geez, it was, you know, next to nothing for a beer, you know. And every other year that we went back on holiday, we could see it changing, getting more and more expensive. Even the last time we went over, it changed a lot. But it's still a beautiful place, and the people are just so nice. And the food, like Razor said, the food is absolutely beautiful. Some of the beaches and that are absolutely fantastic. Just a simple way of life. And they always seem busy, like they're always doing something, they're always working on something or doing something, you know, or going somewhere, you know. But it's like all these places when they're really cheap like that, and they start picking up the tourism, because tourists go because it is cheap and beautiful country, and then all of a sudden it all starts to change and it gets more and more commercialized. We really, as human beings on this planet, we really do have a lot to answer for, and how the way life has changed. It's really, I mean, I guess progress is progress, but things have truly been spoiled, eh? Right, I think we're ready for the wets, guys. So I still haven't got my new ones yet, so I'm still working with these old ones, which are still fine. Just have a drink. They're still working, it's just that there's getting less and less grit left on the first one, the very coarse one. But anyway, it's enough to keep us going, so. Yeah, wet time. So we'll give this a little bit of a touch up by hand. Just with its coarse grit to start with. It's got a bit of blue in it, this as well. I just can't remember the casting when we cast this one, what we actually exactly put in it. I thought it was just the new purple that I got, and obviously we put a bit of Wildfire, I think, in it as well. But there's obviously some blue in it as well, because I can see blue, definite blue in there as well. Are you watching or listening, Brett, or both? Stream seems to be holding up okay so far, lads. I think we may have fixed our internet problem, but I won't speak too soon. And if that's the case, we had all that fuss and kerfuffle over a loose connection in the Optus box on the side of the house. But there's still a couple of other underlying issues, so but I don't think they'll be fixed until Optus do the rest of their other upgrades. No, Optus, NBN. God knows how long that'll be. Geez, this is showing some nice promise, this handle, the casting. I'm pretty sure we put a lot of clear in this one too, and it looks like it's got a fair bit of clear in it. So, but the colours dispersed well through it. Okay, next one. Ryan. Ryan's just coming out to check up on me, make sure I'm still alive. I haven't wrapped myself around the lathe.
Moved back in.
Aye? Oh, he moved back in. I'll let you try out the simulator later on. So this will be the first time we've had Christmas at home in the last 2 or 3 years, because we've normally always had Christmas down in Sydney with the boys. So Jean and I have gone down for Christmas. We normally have Christmas Day at Ryan's place, catch up with Scotty as well. And then we normally get out and about down Bondi Way with Ryan and Scotty if he's around. But they're coming up here this year. So So we're starting to see a bit of colour in this one now. Should come up all right. Yeah, not too bad. Be nice when it's all buffed up and polished, I think. I can't really see the silver halo or the holographic in it at this point, but it might start to surface once we buff it and polish it. We might get the sparkle in the halo or the holographic, whichever one it was I used. Just turn it down a little bit. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Serjan's going up. He's coming up this way actually. He's going up to the Sunshine State on holiday for a while with the family. I don't know if that's over the Christmas period or if that's into early January. So you won't be getting too much from Serjan at the moment, I don't think. I've got a few other 28mm synthetics there as well. So before I set the knot in this handle, I might run through them and put the different ones in, and we'll have a look and see what we think suits best. So far I'm thinking the boss knot, I think's the that's the one I've sort of put aside for it, but we'll see once we can try them in, because they're all the ones I've got here are all 28s, so they should all pretty much fit in, unless the glue bump's a little bit different on some of them. But we'll see that once we try them. So I'm on the last wet pad now, and then we'll take it to the, well, we'll turn it round, we'll part it off, clean up the bottom, recess it for the medallion, and then we'll take it to the buffer. We'll give it a buff up and a polish, and then we'll set the knot, set the coin, and she'll be finished. And I've hudges on me, most of that as well there. How's that? Let's zoom that in a little bit for you. There you go. So you can see what it's starting to look like. Bit of colour in there, bit of clay. You can definitely see the wildfire in the purple. All right, I'll put this wet stuff over here for a minute. We'll turn it around. We'll lay these out to get them so they don't stick together. And we'll come back to that in a second. Okay, we'll just give it a dry off. And I'll keep that there. Okay, so I'm happy with that. I just need to take it off now, turn it around, put it on the other chuck. So we'll do that now, eh? Okay, put the big chuck on and we'll part off the bottom. Get the big key for that one. Too bad. Okay, we'll leave it at that. And we'll bring in the tailstock just for a little bit of support. And parting tool, we'll part that piece off, right? We'll speed it up a bit. I'll put these back on to camera 3. We'll just take that piece off the bottom. Just need to drop that down a bit more. Sorry if my big noggin's getting in the way. Try and keep it out the way for this one. There we go. Now, 25mm bit. So we'll put the fastener bit in now. Bring up the tailstock again. That's it. Bring it up. Nice and slow. Block it off helps. They're a great little two-band, those little two-band knots that I've been using for a while now. I've been using them for, probably 2 or 3 years now, I think. Never had one come back, never had an issue. Everybody that's had them says, yep, great little knot. So, stay with a good thing when you're on it, eh? Right, we'll move that right up out the way. Turn the tool rest round again, probably up a bit as well. And then we'll come in and clean up the bottom. So we'll speed the lathe up a bit. Probably not that fast, a little bit there. Too high. That's better. That's all we want. Nice clean. With a tiny little smooth over there. And then just take the sharp corner off the inside edge. Do a little bit of a round over. That's it, that's all we need. Now we can go straight to sanding there now. And we'll give this a bit of a blow off. Slow it down. Don't need a lot of speed for the sanding. Right. Grey Dog hasn't been in the night tonight, has he? Don't think so. Sometimes I miss him when he sneaks in the back door. It's not until he says something in the chat that I realise he's in there. He's AWOL. Ah, okay. Missing in action, eh? Right, let me get the wets back now. Bring that over, bring the water over. And we'll just give the bottom a bit of a touch up, just to finish that off. Okay, nearly there. We're only sanding that little outer section that goes around where the medallion sits, so it's fairly quick to sand that up, being a small area. And we'll put these back to there. You can see what's going on. As long as my big ugly head's not in the way. This is going to be a nice little handle with a big knot. It's going to look nice though. Ian Bedford, how are you, mate? Welcome to the stream. I sourced them locally here in Australia through a supplier, but where they get them made, whether they make them themselves or whether they get them made elsewhere, I'm not sure, to be honest, Ian. Okay, let me have a look at that just to check that we are good. Yep, all good. So we'll get rid of the water again. That's us finished with that for now. Actually, that's us finished with it, I think, for tonight. So I'll just lay my pads out so that they don't stick together, let them dry properly. That's that done. We'll get our little cloth and we'll just give that a bit of a dry off again. Now we can take it to the buffer and give it a good buffing, eh? So I'll put these onto camera 4 for the buffing, and we'll put picture in picture back to camera 1 for a little while. That'll do that. Okay. Now I'm in a bit of water here from the flood, but shouldn't bother me too much. So now we're just going to give all areas of this a bit of a buffer. This takes out any fine scratches, if there is any in there. I mean, the wet sanding should take all that out, but if there is any small ones there, this takes it out. Yeah, and I'm starting to see that halo stuff in there just a little bit. You can just see it sparkle here and there. So hopefully we see some in the outer handle when it's finished. Oh yeah, you can see it. It's going to be quite effective actually. Yeah, that's coming up nice, and it has, oh, you can see the sparkle. Yeah, that should look awesome actually. Right, we'll try and get in here. This is, the curve's a little bit tighter than normal. Being that the handle is slightly smaller than I normally make. Oh yeah, she's got a definite sparkle in there, you can see it. I hope the camera can pick up the sparkle. Okay. little grooves are the harder parts to get. Make sure you get them buffed properly, because you've got to really just use the edge of the wheel and try and force it into the groove to actually do the buffing. Otherwise you don't get it cleaned out properly. And that's pretty good now. I'll just move on to the next one. And we'll also get a chance with the Fabulister on the other wheel as well to get in there and make sure that we haven't missed anything. Now we've just got to do the top surface. I'm hoping the camera's going to pick up the sparkle in it. It's really put a lovely effect into the handle. Right, we'll go to the Fabulister now. I think Ryan's gone again. Keeps coming in and out and taking photographs and I think I'll be doing a little bit more adding that halo into colours, because it's amazing how it's put a really nice look into this resin. I hope the camera can pick it up so I can show you. Right, I just need to get into these tighter areas. Might put a little bit more Fabulister on. And we will see this coming in its own once I put it back on the chuck and put a little bit of polish on it. That's when we see the full shine in it. Now I need to go Okay, I think that'll do it. We'll put it back on the chuck now, so I'll go back to camera 3 and you'll get a bit of a closer look at it. I don't think the sparkle's going to show up in it though, in the cameras, but it's really nice. I wished it was. We might get it once we get close up, I'm not sure. We'll see. Okay, so we'll get rid of that on the bottom now, and we'll thank these guys. Right, let me just give this a bit of a hit with a bit of polish. So I'll get some polish. And I'll grab the epoxy too while I'm there, because we'll need that. So polish, epoxy. We'll do that first. Give it a bit of a touch up with a bit of polish. Yeah, and that's without any polish on it yet. Polish will just finish it right off now. Right. A little bit, not a lot. Doesn't need a lot. Even that's probably too much, to be honest. That'll do us. A little bit on the bottom, not too much. Right, we'll slow the lathe down just for that initial work in the polishing. And even the top, it's got to have a bit of a rub. Then we'll work on the grooves. Yeah, it's hard getting the paper towel into those grooves to get the polish, but just got to keep working at it. Yeah, it seems to be holding up now again. Like I'm streaming on medium settings. The overall result is the same, so 1080p by 50 frames or 60 frames a second. But I'm recording at the medium right, so that makes it a little bit easier on the PC and on the encoder in YouTube. But I think I can probably, I could probably lift it back up to high, which is what I was originally streaming on before we started having the issues. But I'll leave it on medium at the moment. It's working, so I'm not too fussed. But we'll, if we get a fair few stable streams in a row, then I might up the settings back to the high, and we'll see how it pans out with that as well. we should have a nice, beautiful, high glossy shine on that now. Like I said, I'm really pleased with my buffing technique, my sanding and my buffing technique now. It's since making all those changes that I made some time ago, it's made a huge difference to the finish of the brushes. And that'll do it. There we go, look at that. Right, I'll get my glue board, the good old trusty glue board there. We'll take this off. Now before I set the knot, I'm going to just let you bring that up to the camera and see if we can get a good shot of that. So like I said, once again, thanks for the support guys, much appreciated. Still haven't seen much of Sam around of late. I know he still watches the videos. But we haven't seen much of Sam around, so I don't know what's going on there, whether he's busy with other things or busy time of the year or whatever. But anyway, okay, let me just take that down, guys. So once again, thanks Razor, Sam, Brett and T-Man, much appreciated, guys. Let me just take that down so I can show you this little handle, eh? And we'll have a look at the knots and we can pick a knot for it and then we can take it from there. So let me get it up to this camera first and let me see, can you see the sparkle in it? And the sparkle actually sparkles different colours. It's like little stars in it. We'll go to camera 2. I don't know if that's going to show the sparkle. You're not really, a little bit here and there. The camera's not really showing it much. A little bit there, here and there you can see, but it's not showing the sparkle, like the colours in the sparkle like I can see when I hold the handle in my hand. So it's very nice. Now let's sit that boss knot on it, and let's see what we think. That's the boss knot. Let me go and grab the other ones and we'll have a look. I haven't got a tuxedo out here though to put in it, so I can't show you it with a tuxedo, but I'm thinking either that one anyway, or let's have a look what else we've got here. There's the cashmere. Actually the cashmere looks quite nice in it too. Sort of makes the handle stand out more. So that's quite nice. And then the other one is the snow leopard, which has the black top and the white. I mean, these are Yagi knots. That doesn't look too bad either, actually. And then we've got the timber wolf, which is the grey and black, but I think the grey will probably, it won't look as nice with that, I don't think. We can have a look. What do you reckon, fellas? Boss knot or the cashmere or the snow leopard? I don't actually mind that. That doesn't look too bad. So that's the snow leopard. That doesn't look too bad. I think I've narrowed it down. I think it's either boss knot, the snow leopard, or even the cashmere, because the cashmere is not quite as white as the other one. But I think the black top sort of helps define it a little bit more. I think that's maybe just a little bit too on the bright side for that handle. So I'm thinking boss knot or snow leopard at this stage. Timberwolf's out. Cashmere's out. Let's have a look at the boss knot again, eh? Boss knot, I think, eh? Now they're all about the same razor, to be honest. The cashmere and the all these synthetics all feel really soft, mate. They're quite nice. I think the boss knot though. I think the boss knot looks better in the handle. I'm going to settle for the boss knot. Okay. It's been a while since I've done any bow knots too. I'll have to do a couple of bow knot ones. Oh, I need that, don't I? I'll have to do a couple of bow knot ones. Still using my one. Yeah, that's nice. I think we'll stick with that. So boss knot it is, eh? So while we're here, I'll just go to that camera and we'll just give the bottom of this knot a little bit of a touch up with a bit of rough, coarse sandpaper. Yeah, silver coin, definitely. I mean, the antique brass would probably look okay as well because it would be a bit of a contrast. But I think the silver may look the part better. Right, that's that done. Because I've done this with another one the other night as well when I thought, oh, silver's the obvious go-to, but sometimes you can drop the antique brass in there and it just, because it's totally different, it just looks better. So let me go back to camera 3. So there it is with the antique brass. Yeah, I think probably the silver's going to look better. So we'll put that one away again, I think. I think in this case the silver's going to be better. I'm going to have to be ordering some more of these shortly. We're getting down on them. They've certainly worked well. Right. And just before I glue this in, let's have a look. Yeah, antique silver. No doubts about it. Okay, so we're going with the antique silver and the boss knot. And I want my little glue stick. I want a little bit of part A. That should be more than enough. Yeah, I can hear my possum having a scratch up in the roller door here. So she is definitely back. Now we'll give this a little bit of a mix up. And we'll get a little bit of glue into where that coin's going, or medallion. And I'll bring that more into picture for you so you can see what I'm doing more of. So I'm really just spreading the glue around in the bottom just to make sure that we get decent contact with the coin, but without putting too much in that we end up with glue oozing out everywhere. And that's the same when you glue in knots, guys. If you're ever gluing in knots, Razor, you might be gluing knots in. You just want to make sure that you get enough glue in there that the knot's not going to come out on you, but you don't want to put too much in that you end up getting glue oozing out over the top of the handle, because what will happen is that will actually go up into the fibres of the knot and it will ruin the knot. So you don't want that to happen. This one's trapped a little bit of air, so we will end up getting some oozing out of this one. A little bit, not a lot. It had air trap, but I heard the air pop, so we're good there. So I will get a paper towel and we'll put a bit of methylated spirits on it, or denatured alcohol as they like to call it over the pond in the States. And we'll give that a little rub out before it starts to set, because it's 5-minute epoxy is the one I use, but any epoxy will do the job, really. And that'll do that for now. We can come back to that once we set the knot. So now we'll get enough in there. And I'd say we've actually got enough in there now, so we won't need any more. Not that there was much left anyway, a little bit. So we'll keep that there. I'll use this one just to clean this glue stick off. I was forever just continually throwing them away, but it's amazing how many you go through after a while. Make sure this is dust free. And we'll go back to there for now, just while I set the knot. So I like to just give it a little bit of turning around from side to side just to help spread the glue in the very bottom and get it up the sides of the glue plug. If you get it up too far on the glue plug, you can cause the fibres to stick in the wrong place as well. So just make sure that you get the fibres nice and even, coming basically straight up out of the handle, that you haven't twisted them, or and you know, because if you leave them twisted, they'll set in place like that. But the main thing is making sure you don't put too much in that you get glue oozing out over the top. I've had it 1 or 2, but a little tiny little bit is fine. You can wipe it off, it won't damage the knot. But if you've got a lot of glue in there and it comes up over the glue plug itself and the handle, then what will happen is it will come up and it changes your loft, because the glue bump will be higher than where it should be. So yeah, it changes the loft. So you really want to get enough glue in to hold the knot in so it's not going to come out, but without getting too much in there that it causes the the bristles to all stick together and ruin the handle, you know. So that's basically our. Let me get rid of this this board. We'll check that bottom again just in case it needs a little wipe to get any excess glue off. Yeah, there's a little bit there, so we'll use another bit of paper towel and we'll just give that a little wipe with a bit of methylated spirits just to make sure that there's no residue left on there on the bottom, that we've got all the epoxy glue out and that she's nice and clean. And that's it. Just make sure there's none anywhere else. Make sure the knot's still set. I mean, they're pretty much starting to set in place now anyway, so they're not going to move now. So let me just get rid of this. I'll show you this up close and personal, and then we'll call it a night, eh? Now the next one to be done is another one that we cast around about the same time as this one, which is this one here. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how this one looks. This has got a real metallic-y, shimmery look to it. And that was the one that we done when we used the dual colours and also the colour changing pigment. So I'm hoping that the colour changing pigment is going to show some different colours in the handle once we turn it. I mean, looking at it now, I can see colour shifting in it, but it will really depend on whether it's penetrated in through the rest of the handle. So if it has, it's going to make for a really interesting handle. I mean, it's not a colour like a strong colour, but there is colours in it, and I can see as I turn that blank, the way the light catches it, I can see other colours in it. So I'm seeing green and blue in there at the moment, and then obviously you've got that sort of lilac-y, pinky colour. There's also clear in it. You can see purple running up through there. So I'm hoping that the colour changing pigment will show more in it once it gets turned. So that'll be the next one to turn. So this will be our one for Saturday morning, guys. So tune in for that one. Anyway, I'll show you this one up close now, and then we'll call it a night, eh? So I think we've got about 6 in the stream at the moment. So anybody that's dropped into the stream, make sure you subscribe, click that little bell, ding, and give us a like. Anyway, so here it is, guys. I might have to zoom the camera out a little bit, just so that we can actually get it in the picture fully there, properly. But there it is, there's the handle. You may see the sparkle in it better when I do the little video inside the house, when I put it in the light tent. But you can see that blue, that electric blue sort of shining through that Wildfire and the purple. It's very nice. There's the coin set in the bottom. Nice and clean, nice and tidy looking. And the boss knot. Let me take you to camera 2 now. We'll have a look in camera 2 where you can see it side on properly. So there you are. Let me just get that in the picture for you. That handle looks really nice, doesn't it? It's got a nice shape to it. It complements the knot shape as well, I think. You can see the colour in that there really nicely. So what do you think, fellas? Is it a pass? Anyway, that's it for tonight. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Thanks for dropping in. Always a pleasure having you in the stream. Drop in on Saturday morning if you've got nothing else to do. Drop in, say good day, and we'll do that other one. I might even do that other one in the same colours. Sorry, the same shape. And we'll see how that goes. That'll probably look nicer with one of the light knots in it, so maybe the cashmere knot or maybe the snow leopard, one of those two. I'd say probably the cashmere might look quite nice in it. So we'll look at that on Saturday morning anyway, and we'll do that one and finish that one. So once again, guys, thank you for dropping into the stream. I'll be back Saturday morning. So until then, you guys all take care, stay safe, don't do nothing I wouldn't do. We'll see you Saturday morning, eh? Cheers for now.